it is Ashley with an I here. Welcome back to my channel where we're striving to become healthy and whole His way every day. In today's video, we're going to be talking about finances. Now, you're probably wondering, what do my finances have to do with my health? Well, first, there is a such thing as financial health, which is just the overall state of your financial affairs. So it's how much money you have in savings, how much money you owe to people, so like your debt, how much money you get per pay period. All of those things kind of help determine your financial health. In addition to that, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this, but when you don't have a lot of money, you get stressed. When you're living paycheck to paycheck and you're wondering how your bills are going to get paid, that stress starts to eat at you, and it honestly can affect your mental health. Today is going to be the start of a new journey for you because I'm going to be sharing with you guys 5 tips that have helped me along the years with managing my money. So let me first start off by saying that I am not perfect at managing my finances. I am still learning as I go along. However, the mission of this channel is striving to become healthy and whole His way every single day. And when I say His way, I mean God's way. God wants us to be wise financial stewards over our finances. He wants us to be the lender and not the borrower. So what does that mean? Getting out of debt, saving your money, working, and being wise with how you spend your money, asking God where to place your money at, and also tithing as well. I'm a living witness that these tips have transformed the way I manage my finances and have helped me become less stressed about my financial future. So the first principle that I like to use is the 50-30-20 method. So this method essentially breaks down how you should divvy up your finances in 3 different ways. So essentially, 50% of your money should be going towards your bills. So if you get $1,000 every month, 500 of that should be going towards your bills, things that you need, toiletries, groceries, any sort of essentials in your life, okay? 30% of your money can be put towards things that you want to do. So if you want to go out to eat, if you want to have a paint night, if you want to get your nails done, any sort of fun that you want to have, you can take 30% of your check and set that aside for those fun expenses. Now, 20% of your check is supposed to go towards your savings. Something that I did is I actually flipped the 30 and the 20 around, and I try to save 30% of my income per month and only put 20% towards those fun expenses. Now, does it always work out like that? Unfortunately, no. Sometimes 70% of my check goes towards my bills, and that's not fun. But the sacrifice that I make for that is instead of having a fun discretionary fund, I will take that last 30% and still put it in my savings. This principle is so important because it helps you foreshadow your expenses. So if you know regularly you get $1,000 every month, write out all of your bills and tell your money where it should go. That was something that I learned from a wonderful family friend of mine, because I'm telling you, if you just have money sitting in your bank account and you are out shopping somewhere, you're just going to think, oh, I got money, so let me go ahead and spend it. Whereas if you tell your money where it's going to go beforehand, you can say, hey, you know what? I can't afford this shirt this time. I know the last $35 in my bank account, 20 of it has to go towards gas and 15 of it has to go towards getting something to eat next week. So bummer, can't afford this shirt. The second thing that I did is I got a second job. Actually, at one point in time, I think I had like 5 jobs at the same time, like 5 part-time jobs. It was mayhem. I was definitely on the struggle bus, but we're here. We made it. You know, I'm back on that 1.5 job train. But if you have to, and if your schedule allows for it, definitely get a second job. If your mental health doesn't allow for it, I totally understand. This is just a suggestion, and I'm just sharing with you guys things that have worked for me. If you can't get a second job, any extra income that you get, treat it as if it were a paycheck. Use that 50-30-20 method. When you get your tax refund, don't just take it and buy a whole bunch of new clothes or just spend it on this expensive vacation if your finances don't allow it. Take that money, and for someone like me, I would take that money and take 50% of it and put it towards some debt. Like, I'm really trying to pay off my car right now. So I'm going to put a great chunk of that money towards a car. And then I can take 30% of that and put it towards my savings, and then use 20% of it and have a little fun. Because I mean, money is meant to be enjoyed. There's so many things that we can enjoy in this life that cost money. And I'm definitely not going to be the type of person that tells you to pocket every single check and never enjoy a dime of your hard-earned money. But I definitely want you guys to be wise and use that money to your advantage, because in the long run, saving, paying off your debt, and developing good habits, it will all help you feel financially secure in the long run. Also, using your tax return, using that stimulus check, or getting a second job and having a second income or passive income or anything like that is great because it helps you stay one step ahead of your finance. So if you can, pay your rent a month ahead of time. That way, just in case something were to happen, your car breaks down, you have to get new tires, or something just out of the blue pops up, a medical bill, you don't have to worry, in that moment, like, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay this bill? How am I going to pay my rent? I have to worry about X, Y, and Z. No, because you're one step ahead of your finances. So the next principle is probably the most basic principle that I probably should have mentioned first, but it's okay because it's here now, is to create a budget. Creating a budget for me has helped me live below my means. So once again, if I know I make $1,000 per month, I'm not going to go rent an apartment for $990. Now, I know that there are some bills that you really can't project the cost of. I would say only about half of my bills I know consistently how much it's going to be, and that's usually like my rent, my car payment, my car insurance, Wi-Fi, my cell phone bill, credit card bill, things like that. But then you have like things that are a little subjective, like your utilities. But even with that, after living in this apartment of mine, well, me and my roommate, but after living here for a couple months, we were able to kind of project like, okay, this is how much like we're gonna have to pay for water, this is how much electricity we use, and that kind of helps me project my expenses as well. If you can't create a detailed budget that lists the cost of every single one of your bills, try your best just to project how much those expenses are going to be. Look back at old bills, see if there are any patterns. Usually it'll tell you on your bill how much the previous one was, and just get a roundabout idea of how much your expenses are per month. So this last thing is also another one of Dave Ramsey's principles. So one thing that he talks about is paying your debt off little by little. As I mentioned before, it will take sacrifice, and it may not feel fun right now, but getting it paid off will be so worth it. There was a point where I was going to food pantries. I would thrift a lot. I would make $1 stretch. If that meant any extra money that I got, I could put towards my debt. And even though in the moment it just did not feel that great, I just kept my focus on the fact that like I'm paying off my debt. I'm seeing those numbers go down, and it was so rewarding seeing little bills, little loans, and other little things here and there being paid off. So if you guys are struggling with managing your finances or just wanted some extra tips on how to improve your financial health, I would definitely encourage you to take one of the tips that I shared with you guys and try implementing that in your financial planning. Really quick, before I let you guys go, I just want to acknowledge the fact that COVID has definitely brought on a lot of financial loss for individuals. I understand that people have lost their jobs, people have had to take pay cuts, and prices of rent and food, meat have just risen, and the economy that we're in right now is just very different than I think any of us would have expected. So I definitely just want to acknowledge that right now it can be a very tough season for a lot of individuals, and it may not be as easy as 1, 2, 3 to become financially healthy. But in this season, even if you are financially stressed, I still want to encourage you to tithe to your local church. I believe that anything that you give back to God, He will return it back to you even greater than what you gave to Him. And also, I want to encourage you guys to still continue being generous. I know it can be easy to look at your bank account and think, oh wow, I only have $5 left. I can't afford to be generous. I can't afford to bless anyone. But sometimes just giving someone that last $5 can be what saves their life, what puts a smile on their face, what gives them hope. And at the end of the day, God is our provider. So if you feel like God is leading you to be generous and, still give back to individuals, even if you may not have the most money, I definitely want to encourage you guys to heed to that voice. I just wanted to throw that last little tidbit in there. But once again, thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope it helped. I hope it inspired you. I hope it gave you hope. If you have any questions, comments, or anything else you would like to say, put that in the comments down below. Like this video, share this with anyone and everyone, and as always, subscribe. I'm so excited to see you guys again next week, but until then, you guys have a good day. Bye.